Okay, welcome back. I am going to work some more on JIT4, which is absolute value. We are becoming increasingly more complex with our absolute values and what's going on around them. I want to just mention to folks that the absolute value is almost like parentheses in the sense that it's a grouping. It has to stay together. So here I am faced with a negative value, and again my first reaction is, oh, it's negative, I can't do it. But if we take a look at the problem on this side of the equal sign, we have a negative here, so we need to actually multiply both sides by a negative 2 so that we can get this negative 2 and this negative 2 to cancel. So now I'm going to be left with an absolute value of x plus 13 is going to equal positive 40. And now I can go ahead and treat this just like I would any other absolute value problem. I'm going to have two solutions. I'm going to have x plus 13 is going to equal negative 40, and x is going to equal, or x plus 13 is going to equal positive 40. So I'm going to go ahead, subtract the 13. That leaves me with an x is going to equal negative 53. And then here, if I subtract 13, I wind up with x is going to equal positive 27. So that is a case where, like I say, on the face of it, we might not be able to solve it, but when you take a little closer look at it, it is quite solvable. And we're going to take a look at a few more examples here to see when or if that stops being the case. So I'm going to scoot this down a little bit. My example 6. So I have an absolute value of x plus 13, and I'm going to add 7 to that, and I'm going to say that that's going to equal a negative 20. So can that work? Well, first of all, we have a negative here. We don't have a multiplying by a negative here, so maybe it's a little doubtful, but let's actually follow it through. We have other things that are happening. This is not completely alone. Once this absolute value is isolated, it's all by itself, then we can determine whether or not we can move forward. We don't want to jump the gun and misuse our intuition in this case. So here I'm going to have to get this alone. I'm going to subtract the 7 on both sides of the equation, and that's going to leave me with an absolute value of x plus 13 is going to equal negative 27. Can't do it. All right, can't have a negative. This is a negative, so that right there makes it so that we are no longer able to move forward. We're done. It's no solution. No solution. All right. So let's go with another one, though, or similar. So let's go with example 7. And this time, let's go with absolute value of x plus 12 minus 21 is going to equal negative 7. All right, so here we have a circumstance where, again, I have a negative. So first reaction is, nope, can't do it. And the reality is that maybe we probably can, because we have some other numbers that we have to get rid of before we're dealing with just the absolute value alone. So I'm going to go ahead and add this 21 to both sides. So in this case, I'm going to wind up with the absolute value of x plus 12 is going to equal positive 14. Now, with that in mind, there's absolutely no reason I cannot move ahead with this. This is absolutely easy to do, very straightforward, absolute value problem. The problem is my mouth isn't working very well today. All right, so here we're going to go ahead. X plus 12 is going to equal negative 14, and this is an and situation, both of these have to be the solution. So x plus 12 equals positive 14. Now I'm going to go ahead and subtract 12 to isolate my x. And here I'm left with x is going to equal negative 26. And here I'm going to be left with x is equal to 2. All right, and that's going to give me that solution.